Jordana Spiro stars in this new drama from Fox about a brilliant surgeon with a secret.
2, 1.
In order to save her brother from being killed, she agrees to do favors for the mob.
I never agreed to kill somebody.
Grace, we have a deal.
Right.
But by helping her brother, she has put her own life at risk. In The Mob Doctor.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Rachel.
I'm Sean.
And I'm David, and we're here today to talk about the new Fox drama, The Mob Doctor. We've all just seen it. Sean, why don't you start us off?
Sure. The Mob Doctor is about a character played by Jordana Spiro, whose brother has done some crazy, stupid stuff involved with the mob.
Of course.
And now she has to basically be in debt to them. She's giving them free health care. It's set in Chicago, and the showrunners are Josh Berman, who was a producer on CSI, and Rob Wright, who was a producer on Crossing Jordan.
I really enjoyed this drama. I think that Jordana Spiro does a great job of convincing me that she's a doctor. She's also put herself into this awful situation where she has to cater to the mob. And the biggest problem I have with the show is that there's a little too much drama. They kind of pile it on and more things go wrong. And at some point that just kind of crossed my suspension of disbelief.
For me, the problem was not so much the mob part, but the doctor part of The Mob Doctor, where it's just like, how many shows? I mean, we've got ER, we've got Grey's Anatomy, we have so many shows that have had so many strange, unimaginable, like, medical situations that have taken place that when you put in another show with that, I mean, the mob part is interesting, but the doctor plot lines, I just feel like they're a little tired. I've seen them before.
And I can almost see the pitch meeting for this, right?
Pitch it to me, Sean.
So you go in and you go, hey, you remember ER and Grey's Anatomy and Chicago Hope? Those were shows everyone liked, right?
Yeah.
What was the biggest and most acclaimed show in the last decade? The Sopranos. Let's combine the two of them, put them in a blender, and come out with the most obvious name available to us, the Mob Doctor.
The guy who plays the mob Don, his
William
character,
Forsythe.
Right, William
Yes.
Forsythe, who plays Constantine. He's actually the most interesting part of the show.
He is. He's splendid. I mean,
Right.
I'm watching the show and I'm looking at these characters, and you know, to me, yes, you have experienced showrunners who have done these shows before. So I feel like everyone is very busy and everyone is very medical seeming and very important, and you know, kind of bland, quite honestly. Except for him, when his character shows up, I'm like, oh, this is interesting. This is a human element. This is an unusual and a larger character.
But I do want to comment on the showrunners. They clearly have a lot of experience with dramas, and this is a top-notch production. Everything feels real. There's some scenes of real high drama here, some intense action scenes that I don't want to give away, and all of it is executed really well. I enjoy it. I was really on the edge of my seat.
I thought it was exciting, and I mean, I like Jordana Spiro. I hadn't really seen her before. She was in a TBS show called My Boys. But I like her. I think she's got a good presence. I think she's a good person to hang a show around. She's not the most interesting character, like we've mentioned,
Yeah,
but
I mean,
I still like her.
That to me is the main thing, is I feel like these characters are about as bland as the hospital rooms they work in. It's just, they're very streamlined. There's nothing about the show that stands out as, like, you know, not done well. It's a well-crafted show in terms of the directing, the editing, all of that. It's just, there's nothing that pops for me. There's no humor, there's no quirkiness. I know it's not a comedic show, but I still feel like I want to see a little bit more about these people.
Well, one of my major issues is I'm just wondering, where can the show go? I mean, essentially
Right.
at the end, she's in the exact same situation we saw her at the beginning. Basically, the plot is she's gonna be forced to do something that the mob wants her to do. She has a moral conundrum as to whether or not she should do it. And it's like, how long can that last? Either she goes with the mob and she loses her license, or she goes against the mob and she gets shot in the head.
But with William Forsythe's character, there's more gray space, there's more wiggle room. I don't know what he's going to do or what he's going to ask, and I feel like there is a friendship there, or at least a history that those two characters have, so I don't think it's going to be quite so black and white.
Right.
And I think she'll push against him a little bit. It's not just going to be him saying, do this or you die. I think it's going to be watching how they interact and how they push each other's buttons. I think there's room there.
I thought this was a pretty good pilot, but I just don't know how much plot there is for the writers to go with, so I'm gonna have to say stream it.
I want more humanity and I want more mob, so I'm giving it a stream it.
I found the pilot pretty thrilling, and I agree with you. I want to see more mob. It's just a matter of delivering on the promise of the premise, so I'm going to give it a see it.
Our votes add up to 2 tickets, which is a stream it for the Mob Doctor.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Michael, I never wanted this for you. I would kill her. I would take her, scrubs. I would put a fish in them.
There's a little too much drama. They kind of pile it on and more things go wrong.